Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, dear friends. My name is Vasyly Rohovyy. I am the hand transplant patient from Innsbruck, Austria, and the founder of the Voice of VCA Patients. Welcome to the interview. This time our guest is Mrs. Arja Ahtaanluoma, the first woman to undergo the unilateral hand transplant at the Helsinki University Hospital in Finland. Good day, Arja. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you too.
Arja, thank you very much for participating in the patient initiative Raise Awareness about VCA.
Yeah,
Arja,
I think it's very important to tell people about this. So most gladly.
yeah, thank you very much for your support and your time. Arja, you are the author of the book that is directly connected with an incident that happened to you many years ago. Your book has a very sad title. If I translated it correctly, it is called The Health Woman. Why is it called that and why it is about? Could you tell our viewers, please, about that?
Well, the book starts in one of my dreams that I had in the ICU. I was 5 weeks under medically induced coma, and the reason that I got there, I got sepsis, and they misdiagnosed it. So the diagnosis was delayed about 2.5 days. So when they found it, it was too late. And they had to amputate both my legs in thigh level, so I have no knees. And the right hand, they amputated about here, 5 centimeters up from the wrist. And as you can see, I don't have any fingers in the left hand.
Yeah.
And the book's story is it started as a diary, in fact, and pretty soon I thought this story might be something that could interest other people as well, and it turned very quickly into a real novel, and it was published in 2020, and around those times I started also doing social media in Facebook and later on TikTok in Finnish and English, and also Instagram in Finnish. So the book is a story about surviving as a woman.
And you mean that after that accident, that is a part of your body was taken away, and therefore it's called Health Woman. Yes?
Yeah, because I felt like there's only half of me left. So, but it's the important part that's left. That's my brain.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, thank you, Arja. Arja, of course, it would be interesting to know how did you find the initial information about the hand transplant and the doctors working on it in your country. Could you tell us about that, please?
In fact, it was when I was just woken up in the ICU, then the hand surgeon that amputated my hands came to me to see how I was going, and he told me that there is a hand transplant project in progress in Finland, and I was thinking like, no, that's way too dangerous. I have been enough in hospitals and normal surgeries and whatever, and I also wanted to see how the prostheses would work in real life. So I didn't think much of it at that time, but in 2020 in spring, my hand surgeon from Helsinki who performed the transplant operation, he contacted me and had got my number from my upper limb prosthetic technician, and he was talking about it and asking if I was ready for like to become a part of this project. And we met in a few weeks, and I really had to think this over very, very much. And as I am an engineer by occupation, I love Excel sheets. So I made an Excel sheet where I gathered information about all the hand transplant patients that I found in the internet. And the goal was to try and figure out how many of those transplant patients were happy with their and also I did a SWOT analysis. That means the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So that's and in those few months, I grew up with the idea that I would like to see what becomes of it. So that's when the project really began on my behalf.
So to say you had an experience with prostheses, and in spite of that, did you decide to undergo the hand transplantation?
The biggest problem with my hand prosthesis was that they are very weak. They didn't last very long. I counted that in the first 2 years, I went to repair my prosthetic hands 40 times. So that's almost like once a month. So they didn't keep up with my pace. So that was one reason, and the other reason was that they are very clumsy, and also the usability wasn't very good. So you cannot place them underwater. You cannot wash them. You must not get them dirty. There are lots of don'ts. So I felt that those don'ts restricted my life very much. So that was, I think, the main reason. So I was very disappointed and fed up with the hand prosthesis.
Yeah, understand. Yeah. Arja, you are not longer just a patient, but the peer supporter. As you said me, you have recently accepted an offer to become the peer supporter to help patients considering the hand transplant in making the informed decision about the surgery. May I ask you to share your experience on the following topics? If you don't mind, I would like to start with side effects of immunosuppression therapy and additional medication you have to take after the surgery. In your opinion, what should patient completely understand about immunosuppression therapy, additional medication before the surgery?
Well, as the hand transplant is not a life-saving experience of the surgery, I think it's more important for the patient to know everything that she or he can base her or his decision on. So I think the side effects of the medication should be clearly gone through. So for example, I'm on cortisone. It's been almost 1.5 years, and I'm still on cortisone. So I found out later on that it's very bad for your teeth and for your bones. So I think they should have noticed me about this, so I could have started taking additional calcium and vitamin D to prevent that. And also other side effects that might be happening or might not, but anyway, you should be able to assess the risks, like if you are willing to take those risks or not. I was, but I think there might be people that find these side effects so powerful and annoying that they want to get rid of this. So that's, I think that's the main reason and or main point. And I think this info should be on a, for example, a leaflet. So if the patient receives the information only orally, vocally, it just might be that there's so much info that some info, a very important info, slips through your mind. So a leaflet might be a solution. So you can get back to that after like half a year or whatever, and you find the info there.
Your aim is not to criticize, but make the hand transplant procedure more clear and easier for other patients. And yeah. Okay, so to say they can contact you and yeah, you will try to explain your point of view, how does it look like in reality?
Yes, in fact, I have one patient that's on the waiting list right now, I think. And I've talked with him about 3 or 4 times over the phone, and he has been asking the same questions that I asked myself and the internet when I was in his situation. So I think peer support is it's very powerful tool, and you can ask anything that's related to the procedure and the afterlife. So and you can have answers from a real person, and not by a real person I mean a patient that has gone through it, because the surgeons know much and the nurses know very much, but they don't know everything. So I think there's the peer support power lies in that.
Yeah, you're right. Arja, after determining whether you are an appropriate patient to the surgery, after learning about side effects of immunosuppression therapy, um, hand functions, appearance, the patient will be placed on the waiting list. It is a very challenging part of the surgery. How long did you wait for your donor, and what would have made your waiting easier? May I ask you to share your thoughts on this issue, please?
Yeah, the whole project took 4 years, and the first 2 years I was there were many tests, as you know. Everything is checked out, and also there was COVID, the aftermath of COVID, and then there was the hospitals moving, so that took about 4 months away from the project, and also people resign and others can come back, and you have to train the nurses and train everybody. So that took about 2 years, and I was on the waiting list. I was 6 days. I was since almost 2 years. There was 6 days until the 2 years was going to be fulfilled. So it took very, very long time, and the problem is, I think, that I'm a woman, and because most of the brain issues that lead to brain death happens to men, unfortunately. So there are not very many female donors on the list. So that, I think that's the problem.
So to say, female donor shortage in your country, yeah?
Yeah, and also the problem was that there's only 5.5 million people living in Finland, and they were searching for the donor only from a small part of Finland that is about 20% of population that lives there. So that diminishes the probability very much. So they didn't want to have a hand transplant moved from 500 kilometers to the hospital they are going to do the surgery. And that's understandable because skin is, I've been told that skin is the tissue that dies first.
Yeah, so there are still, unfortunately, time limitations for the surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your case, the donor surgery was only your country. It was not expanded to the other European countries.
No, it was only a small part of Finland.
So to say, the patients, yeah, excuse me.
They are thinking about expanding it, but I don't know really about how the process is going and if it's going to be possible someday. I have no idea, but I heard that they are planning it.
The patients would benefit very much from expanding the donor area to the other European countries. But unfortunately, yeah, there are still limitations to the surgery. It doesn't depend on surgeons. It depends on the science in general, unfortunately. Yeah. Arja,
But
yeah.
you asked also about how I felt about the waiting list.
Yeah.
On the waiting list, I felt it was very restricting because I didn't have possibility to travel anywhere. I have about 2 hour drive from my house to the hospital, and I wasn't able to travel anywhere like northern from my hometown. So the travel would be longer. So it was about a 2 hour drive that I had to be around. So that was very, very hard. I have many friends around Finland and also relatives and whatnot. And so that was the hardest part. I can tell.
Yeah, understand you. I waited for my donor 11 months. Yeah, and I had to live nearby the clinic all this
Yeah.
time. Um, Arja, let us talk about the next part of the surgery, and I mean occupational and physiotherapy. In your opinion, how they should be arranged before and after the surgery? Could you share your experience on this matter, please?
I don't know before. Well, okay. It's
Okay, after.
yeah. Before it's good that you have goals, and in my case, and I think it's protocol or something like that. They made a list with me about what would I want to do with my new limb, and what are my expectations about that. But afterwards, I can say that in the hospital time, I was there about 6 weeks, I think. The physical therapy was daily, but it was only like stretching and moving. So you know that. And but after I came home, I had only meetings with the occupational and physiotherapists in Helsinki about once a month or once in 2 months. And I only had these papers that explained what kind of exercises I should be doing. I think I would have benefited more if there was somebody checking out, like on weekly basis or something, that I am doing the exercises correctly. And I can say that after about 6 or 8 months, I got more physiotherapy classes in my hometown. I have been under physiotherapy consultation in the whole time from the year 2017. And the same physiotherapist that has taught me to walk and some everything, and she has taken over also the physiotherapy of my hand, and I meet with her once a week. And right now we are concentrating on strength and also moving these fingers closer together. So they are not. I don't know if there's some nerve connections still going on or what, but they are not moving the way they should. So so I think the weekly consultation and checking out how I'm doing and helping me out with some difficult movements or exercises, because I don't have the other hand either. So if the person had one real hand, it might be easier to do the exercises. But it's almost impossible for me for some exercises.
Yeah, help yourself, so to say, yeah, with the other hand. Yeah, you're right. Arja, you have already started answering my next questions. I mean, yeah, I wanted to ask you about the post-transplant care and follow-up. Yes, so to say, you have mentioned that coordination between the clinic and your home doctors, therapist is of big importance for the outcome of the surgery. How do you think, how should they both post-transplant care and follow-up be arranged after the surgery?
In my case, I got home in the end of December, and I went the first few weeks. I went to Helsinki twice a week to have my blood works done and meet with the surgeon and also the therapists. But after a short while, they expanded the time limit to once a week, once in a fortnight, once a month, and now it's only once in 6 months. So I think the initial rhythm was pretty good, I think, but I would have wanted and needed the guidance of the exercises more. So that's the thing that I hope they are going to make better for the next patient, and also arrange the physiotherapy in person's hometown. So and okay, there are several sorts of physio and occupational therapists, but they should make sure that the therapists are very dedicated to this matter. So so the patient would get as much from the services as possible.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Arja, the hand transplant procedure requires a long-term engagement with the medical team. And having good relationships with your medical team is truly critical to the success of the surgery and post-transplant care. Arja, what would you suggest? How to organize this coordination, how to establish these relationships between patients and his doctors, and her doctors?
Well, at first, when I had questions like prior to the operation. I didn't dare to contact my surgeon because he's a big boss in the hospital. So I thought he might have some other patients to take care of, and he's not interested in what I'm thinking and what I'm like wrestling on in my head. But later on, I've become very, I wouldn't say friends, but almost like friends. And I can contact him anytime I want, during week, during weekend. If something happens over the night, he's told me he's always there. And also we have WhatsApp connection. And every time I invent something new, I take a video and send it to him so he can follow how my progress is going. And I think that's the vital thing is to gain the trust between each other. So the patient should always be able to find out or know what's going on, and if there's like delays or something that might affect the project, the patient should always be the first to know about those. And I felt like my surgeon forgot me, like for several months when I wasn't even on the waiting list. But there had been some organizational changes in the hospital, and everything was like stopped, and nobody had informed me that the progress is stopping right now, but after 2 months we are going ahead again, or something like that. I was like, okay, so I'm waiting here and no news. And I told my surgeon that this should be corrected. So like a simple text message or email or short call every month or every 2 weeks would be like that. The patient would know where we are going and what's happening and what's not happening. So, but this is all wounds up in the trust issue. I think.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yeah. Arja, from your talk, I would draw an idea, so to say, that the creation of writing materials for patients, their relatives, and even for their doctors would be of great importance for the further development of the field in general. How do you think would the creation of learning materials based on real patient experience and their doctors and relatives helpful for
I
us,
totally
for
agree.
patients?
Yeah, I totally agree. It would be, for example, I would have gained much about that material, a leaflet or whatever, and it could show the medication and the like a rough timetable about how the progress is going to be, and just very rough because it's so individual, but also the the wound care and the scar care, and yeah, I think many people would like to read that and have info. So the paper material is the best. You can always get back to that if you had something you don't even remember anymore. And also what I didn't mention is that there should also be descriptions and possibly pictures about how the rejection looks like.
Yeah.
So I didn't have an idea how it would look like until I got my first rejection a year ago. I had these small red bumps on the palm of my hand. So those pictures would like I think people would be able to monitor their own
Recognize.
and contact the doctors soonest.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I totally agree with that idea.
Arya, the harmony of one's appearance is essential for all of us. Of course, I would like to ask you, did the hand transplantation help you to regain your confidence in social life and improve your quality of life as much as it possible? Uh, may I ask you about your thoughts on this matter?
Well, I have been very confident before the transplant, and I have never after the initial amputations, I had a rough time, about 2 or 3 years. But after that, I got used to myself, and I didn't let it bother me that I don't have fingers and I didn't have a hand or leg. So, but the more this hand is very beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but it's very beautiful to look at. But the most important thing for me is the function. So that's the main thing that I am trying to be the best version of myself with this hand, and it has opened very much possibilities for me to be more independent. For example, at this moment, my goal is to be able to fill up my own car tank. So I don't need help from anyone. I don't have to tell my daughter or husband to go and fill her up. So that would give me yet more independence.
Independence.
And the independence and the function are the main reasons that I got the hand. That I wanted to have the hand. I didn't really care about. They asked me if it's. Of course, they wanted to know how that the proportions of the hand would be.
Appearance of the hand.
Would be like correct. But in my opinion, I would have agreed to have a man's hand or different color hand. I didn't really care. So the function is the.
Yes, I agree with you. Completely agree.
It's bonus that it's also beautiful.
But Arya, you in one of your videos there is a manicure on your transplanted hand. It's also important for I think for every woman, and on the man too, of course.
Yeah, we are inside. We are just like we like beauty and we like glitter and stuff like that. And I'm so happy about the hand that I wanted to look as good as possible and have my nails colored. And right now I have this spring green color.
Green. And as the leaves on the trees in your country, and in the spring. Arya, you have done a lot to help the society to understand what hand transplantation really is. In your opinion, how does the society in your country this kind of external organ transplantation as an expensive whim or a caprice or as a really encouraging option for people suffering the loss or absence of the hand, so to say, at the as a second chance at a new life? How from your experience, how does your your how do your people around you reacted on your decision to undergo the hand transplantation?
Of course, the most closest persons like my sister and husband and my daughters have been very supportive. And but also, as I am very active in the social media, I have in Facebook, I have over 40,000 followers, and 99.9% of people are very happy about the procedure, and I got the second chance, and they are they are leaving very positive comments and supporting me and wowing me every time I do something new. So I really haven't heard about like anyone would have thought that that money is thrown in the well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the atmosphere is very positive around here, and people have really been interested and wanting to know what I can do now and how I'm doing. And also one question that I get very often is when I get the other hand. Of course, that's not possible anymore. So I need to explain it over and over and over again. But everyone is like expecting me to have the other hand too, and legs as well. And I have told them that sorry, that's not going to be possible. So
it is not possible because of what?
They told me that if I would have wanted both hands, they would have to take from the same donor, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at that moment to do two, and also the hospital didn't want to do two. But they have told me that I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they told me that if you have one transplant of any kind, like a heart or lung or whatever, it's very risky to have another transplant years after. So you would have three sorts of tissue in you and three sorts of DNA. So I can believe that the medication would be jigsaw puzzle after that. So I'm happy, right, like the way I am.
Yeah. Arja, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the patient initiative, raising awareness about VCA with your talk, with your experience. Of course, I wish you strong health and all the best. And I hope your hand will function better and better.
Yeah, we are going there.
Yeah.
Every week I find something new. So the hard work has paid off, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's worth making. Yeah, so I think so. Thank you. Yeah, this is our opinion. We have right on to share our opinion. Yeah. Okay, Arja. I wish you all the best and have a nice day. I hope to meet you one day. Unfortunately, we couldn't meet in Helsinki last year, but life goes on. Maybe another time.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Arja, take care. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, thank you.